Well, everyone, I probably would not recommend buying a Nintendo Switch as of this point right now. Not because the Nintendo Switch or the Switch Lite are bad consoles or anything like that. It's because we are so close to the Nintendo Switch Pros coming out, or the next, version of the Nintendo Switch, the Nintendo Switch 2, whatever, that if you buy a standard Switch or Switch Lite right now, you actually may be, out of date, in just a couple of months. I have a feeling within the ending of this year, maybe come, winter time, or even early next year, we could potentially be seeing the next iteration of these consoles. Now, there's been so many leaks coming about, and Nintendo made I think a year ago or something, they said, the Nintendo Switch Successor isn't going to be coming out this year or anytime soon, but that was like last year. Since then, we have been getting a lot of new things coming out. A lot of things are opening up again. And I think come this winter time, we could be seeing the next Nintendo Switch. Now, first of all, there's been two main things that have been coming out. First, this little article from Tom's Guide says the Nintendo Switch Pro, Nintendo just teased the next platform. So they say in this article, it's not, guaranteed, there's no insider knowledge, but they say that, the Nintendo Switch Pro may have been referenced in a Nintendo investor call. So this was very interesting to me. Now, if you read the article, you can see that, first of all, I just want to say they are obviously going to make a successor to the Nintendo Switch at some point, whether it comes this year or next year, it's going to come at some point, it's just bound to happen. It's an extremely successful console. Now they pretty much say that, we're still midway through the Switch cycle, so software plus outsourcing costs are increasing for Switch, which is the main factor. Also, cost per title is increasing in a certain level of scale. And that's essentially what was said to the investor in a way, and I think that was pretty interesting. But my thing is that when they say the Switch life cycle, do they mean the standard Nintendo Switch, or do they mean the whole entire Switch life cycle before they switch over to the next Nintendo Switch, the main iteration? What I mean by this is, you look at, like the Xbox 360. The Xbox 360 was out for a couple of years, and then we eventually got the 360S and 360E and a couple of iterations in between, standard like serial number changes, stuff like that. The same thing was kind of done for the Nintendo 3DS, for the DSi, and then eventually with the 3DS, and kind of like the Wii with the Wii U. Of course, with the Wii and Wii U, I think it was a longer, change between them. But I think the Switch sits more in between something like a Wii and Wii U, and the Nintendo Switch has already been out for several years at this point. So I think when they say, midway through the Switch life cycle, it could mean that we're, already years in. I mean, there's no way they're going to keep this same console for so many years when there's so much new technology coming out. So that was one area of it, you know what I mean? So I feel like that just goes to show that Nintendo may push out a, certain console, maybe not a crazy big refresh, but definitely a pro model, but also an OLED manufacturer. So basically OLED is a type of screen. It's one of the best screens out there. And a specific manufacturer also kind of, mentioned the Nintendo Switch Pro during one of its investors calls. So for quarter one, I guess, we're switching over to quarter two now. There's been so many meetings, so many things going about. And somebody from Universal Display Corp, which also sources panels to Samsung apparently, mentioned the specific Switch Pro in their quarter one call. And that's also extremely insane. So, I mean, this is what they say. And in the gaming market, there are reports. For the first time, Nintendo has selected an OLED screen for the Switch Pro due to the OLED benefits and all this other stuff. I mean, OLED panels are beautiful. I'm pretty sure they're going to stretch that OLED panel out to like this complete sides. There's no bezel around it. And that in and of itself, again, is going to be another insane thing. I mean, we're just getting so many leaks and so many things coming out that the Nintendo Switch Pro is around the corner. And that's basically why I would tell you guys to wait. At that point, the Switch and the Switch Lites are going to probably go down in value because there's going to be more options out there. And I think it just makes sense. I truly do think, I'm not going to say truly, it's like 50-50, but I think the Nintendo Switch Pro may actually come out, this year, probably around winter time. So take it as you will, but that's kind of how I see it. If you guys have any other questions or anything like that, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count. So it means so much for you guys to hit that. Also check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my other channels. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.